Good evening and welcome to the program. This is a health show where we discuss issues that affect your body, your mind, and your overall well-being. Each week, experts join us to simplify health matters and guide you towards a better living. Today's discussion promises to be insightful and relevant. Stay with us. We're open for sponsorship of this program, jingles and advert placements, news and events coverage, personalities, society and political interviews, product service promotion and commercials. Watch us live on www.atlanticnetwork.tv, Avo TV channel 205, Limex TV platform, Ifastech platform, Apple TV, Niger TV, Iroko TV. Connect with us on Atn socials. Subscribe, like, and share. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, and on X at Atlantic Net. We're going on a short break, and when we return, I will introduce my guest, and we will dive right into the discourse for today. Stay with us. Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. Joining me on the show today is Dr. Frank Cott Elechi. Dr. Frank is an optometrist and the director of the Cotton Eye Care Limited. Dr. Frank, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right. Before I go on to introduce what we are talking about today, Doctor, can you briefly and very fast tell us the difference between an optometrist and an optician?
Okay. All right, I'm an optometrist.
Okay.
An optometrist is a primary eye care practitioner.
Okay.
Whose primary role is to make quality diagnosis
Okay.
about the eye, give comprehensive eye exam,
Okay.
treat diseases within his jurisdiction,
Okay.
and refer where necessary.
Okay.
So in the eye care sector, we have three persons.
Oh.
We have the optometrist, we have the ophthalmologist, and we have the optician.
Okay.
So the ophthalmologist is a medical doctor who is also specialized in the eye.
Okay.
So after your MBBS practice, you become a medical doctor until you do a residency program to specialize in the eye. You cannot treat diseases pertaining to the eyes.
All right. Thank you so much, Doctor, for that.
An optician
Okay.
is a person that fits a lens in a spectacle frame.
Oh.
What it means, after a comprehensive examination by an optometrist, and the patient needs glasses, we send the prescription and the frame to the optician to fit. Because an optician is like a technician. He reads prescription lenses, fit lenses in a spectacle frame, and do other optical jobs in the optical dispensing area.
Thank you for the enlightenment, sir. We know better now. All right. So on the program today, we are talking about glaucoma. What is glaucoma to start with? Glaucoma is a silent eye disease that many people have without even knowing it. Glaucoma slowly damages the eyes and, if not detected early, can lead to permanent loss of sight. What makes glaucoma especially dangerous is that it often shows no early warning signs. Many people only discover it when serious damages have already been done. That's why awareness, early testing, and proper treatment are so important. To help us understand what glaucoma is and the risk that is involved, how it affects our eyes, and what we can do to protect our eyes, we have Dr. Frank right here. So, Doctor, in simple words, can you tell us what glaucoma is?
Okay, thank you so much. Glaucoma is a group of eye diseases that increases the intraocular pressure, leading to damage to the optic nerves, which results to irreversible loss of vision. And when I say it's a group of eye disease, and I simply mean that glaucoma, there are so many eye conditions that can cause increased eye pressure, what we call intraocular pressure. Okay. Now, when this pressure is increased in the eye, it damages the optic nerves. The optic nerves are wires connecting the eyes to the brain. So for me to see anything, as I focus on an object, the image of that object gets to the back of the eyes, where we call the retina. Okay. So the optic nerves, which is the wires connecting the eyes to the brain, takes this image to the back of the brain, where we call the visual cortex. So when this image is fixated on that place, you can recognize what you're looking at. So when the pressure of the eyes goes up above normal for a long time, it damages these wires connecting the eyes to the brain. When the wires are damaged, it leads to irreversible blindness. So once you have this condition, we say you have what we call glaucoma.
All right. Adding to what you just said now, doctor, what then causes glaucoma and how does it start in the eyes?
Like I said earlier, what causes glaucoma is damage to the optic nerves. Okay. So the wires that connect the eyes to the brain, when they are damaged, you have glaucoma. But in some cases, this thing can occur without a cause. But we have factors that damages the optic nerves. And one of the factors, the most important factor there, is what we call intraocular pressure, the pressure of the eyes. Now, in the eyes, there's what we call the aqueous. Aqueous is a fluid in the eye. The function of the aqueous is to nourish the avascular structures of the eyes. When we say avascular, we mean those structures of the eye that does not have blood vessels that supply blood to it. And remember that blood carries oxygen and nutrients to nourish any organ when it is supplied. So the cornea and the lens, the front part of the eye, they are vascular in nature. So this aqueous is what nourishes them, gives them oxygen and nutrients to stay healthy. Now this fluid has a channel in the eye we call the trabecular meshwork. So this fluid is supposed to pass through this channel to supply to the avascular structures of the eye, then move out of the eyes. So a situation where the amount of fluid that is produced is not equal to the amount of fluid that leaves the eyes. It causes a buildup of pressure in the eyes. So when the pressure is built up, it damages the optic nerves. So that's how people get what we call glaucoma.
All right. So adding to how people get a glaucoma, so who are the people that can get glaucoma? Is it just old people or even young people can develop glaucoma?
Everybody can get glaucoma, including the old and the young. But consistent research has shown that glaucoma is more prevalent with increasing age. That's to say, people from the age of 40 and above suffers glaucoma more than younger people. So there's a case of glaucoma we call congenital glaucoma that affects children. But then the number of people that that suffers glaucoma within a period of time, according to research, it is more prevalent among the elderly. Yes, for some years ago, we did a research on what we call the demographic distribution of glaucoma among residents of Obiapo. So what does not show symptoms.
Okay.
And that's why half of the people living with glaucoma or that have glaucoma today, they didn't even know they had it until they visited the clinic. So glaucoma is primarily asymptomatic. It does not show symptoms in its early stage. But once the glaucoma, the rate has increased, it's severe, you can see some symptoms like blurry vision, pain, headache, what we call floaters in some cases of glaucoma, and we have so many of them. But that's when the glaucoma has, when it is not longer in the early stage, when most of the optic nerves are damaged. And then you experience what we call tunnel vision, that's in the late stage of glaucoma. For instance, as I'm standing this way or seated this way, I can see the things straight. Without turning my eyes to both sides, I can still see this wall here. I can still see you here and see everything here without turning my eyes.
Okay.
That's to say, there's what we call vision, peripheral vision, vision by the side. And there's what we call central vision, vision at the center. You understand?
All right.
So, when you have glaucoma, when the pressure of the eye increases above normal, it starts damaging the peripheral optic nerves first. It does not first affect the central optic nerves.
Okay.
So over time, when the glaucoma has increased in the late stage, that's where the patient can experience tunnel vision. Tunnel vision means you only see things at the central part. Side vision are blurry. So that's one of the signs, but it's in the late stage of glaucoma. So primarily, glaucoma is asymptomatic. It does not show symptoms at the early stage. That's why it is very, very important you visit the clinic regularly.
All right, thank you, doctor, for that explanation. Okay, so if someone is told that they have glaucoma, what should they do? What is the first step to take?
Yes, first of all, you remember that the eye is one of the most important organs we have in our body.
Of course.
And 80 to 90% of the information our body receives passes through the eye. And the things we do in our environment, we rely on our vision. Now, it is difficult to process it when you get the news that you have glaucoma, especially when there is severe loss of vision in the late stage.
Okay.
But glaucoma can be is manageable. It can be treated when it is detected early. Okay. So what the person needs to do, you don't even need to wait until you're diagnosed of glaucoma. Like I'm going to say now, we have risk factors. Risk factors are things that can expose you to have a particular condition. Now, risk factors of glaucoma is age, race, family history.
Oh, so it's hereditary.
Family history, that's genetic.
Okay.
And some other factors. Now, age, when we say age, from the age of 40 and above, can actually predispose you. It's a risk factor already. So you don't wait until you discover loss of vision or blurry vision before you visit the eye clinic. Once you turn 40 years alone, you're supposed to visit the eye clinic to know the condition of your eyes. Because age is one of the risk factors. Secondly, race. People from Africa, especially Nigeria, because of ignorance and negligence, they suffer these conditions more. When you go to developed countries, you see that people have access to health care. So from the age of 1, 2, 3, people start visiting clinics and they do a comprehensive check. So including your eyes. So when in a country like Nigeria, where people do not have access to health care, where you have to source it on your own, you see that people do not even visit the clinic, they don't visit the hospitals until they discover symptoms. So in the case of glaucoma, age, which we say is risk factor, race, Africa, Nigeria especially. So if you're from Nigeria, you're already at risk of this condition because it affects the black more than the white. Now, if you're from a family that has a history of eye disease, blindness, whether glaucoma or not, whether you know the name or not. Once there's a history of blindness or visual disorder in your family, you need to visit the eye clinic. So you don't wait until you see signs and symptoms before you visit the clinic.
All right, thank you so much for that exposition. You already said glaucoma can be completely cured, right?
Glaucoma is...
Or is this something that will be managed?
Oh, it's not a curable condition. Now, look at it this way. When it is detected early,
okay,
it can be managed with drugs. And remember, primary cause, like we said, what causes glaucoma? Damage to the optic nerves. And one of the factors that damages the optic nerves is increased intraocular pressure. So when you have a condition called glaucoma, where the optic nerves are damaged and the eye pressure is high, above normal, you manage it by constantly visiting the eye clinic. You get drugs, you get tested and get drugs to reduce the pressure. Because what causes the damage to the optic nerve is high intraocular pressure, when the pressure of the eye goes up. So when you visit the eye clinic and the pressure is high, they give you drugs that will reduce this pressure to save you from further damage of the optic nerves.
All right.
So glaucoma can only be managed when it is detected early. But in severe cases where a good amount of vision has lost, you still manage what is remaining. You don't cure glaucoma from scratch when the person has lost vision.
Okay.
So you manage from the vision, the amount of vision you meet the patient with.
All right. If that's the case, then doctor, can you tell us what happens when someone ignores glaucoma or delays treatments for it?
When the person ignores or delays, it causes loss of vision. And any vision you lose as a result of glaucoma cannot come back. And that's why we say it is not curable, or it is manageable. So we can manage the one we need. So once you ignore it, that's why constant eye check is one of the key factors to detect it early and start the management. So when it's ignored, it leads to loss of vision, because once the pressure stays up for a long time, it damages the nerves, the wire connecting the eyes, and that's what helps you to recognize what you're seeing. So when those wires are damaged, your vision will reduce. When the wires are damaged, the vision will reduce until you get to a point where the whole optic nerve, the wires, are completely damaged and the person goes totally blind and there's nothing.
I was going to come to that. I was going to ask if glaucoma can lead to blindness.
Yes, glaucoma can lead to total blindness.
That's terrible.
That's when you ignore or you don't do what you're supposed to do at the time. You know, here, like I said, ignorance and negligence are the reason why people are going blind here in Nigeria. Not because of the severity of the eye condition. Even as we're talking about glaucoma, though glaucoma is the second leading cause of blindness nationwide.
Oh.
So the glaucoma after cataracts, that's the second leading cause of blindness. But people, I've met people in the course of my practice that have suffered glaucoma for more than 40 years. They are still seeing very well. But I've met people, they started suffering glaucoma today, the next year or next 2 years, they are blind. The difference between these two persons is not because of the severity of the glaucoma, it's because of ignorance and negligence. Because the person who has suffered glaucoma for years and is still seeing well is because he listened to the instruction of the doctor and he's not ignorant of the condition he has.
Okay. I am tempted to ask, doctor, are there home remedies for glaucoma, or you will have to go to the hospital? Are there no home remedies, herbal treatment?
Like I said, glaucoma is not symptomatic. It's asymptomatic. It doesn't show signs, it doesn't show symptoms. So how do you know you have glaucoma if you don't go
without going to the clinic?
So you cannot stay at home and treat glaucoma. Because even in the clinic, we don't treat glaucoma because we just look at the eye and make sure that you have glaucoma. We treat glaucoma by managing the intraocular pressure, giving you drugs that bring down the pressure to avoid damage to your vitreous.
All right, even as we round up, Doctor, what advice would you give to people to prevent them from having glaucoma? And what advice as well would you give to people who already have glaucoma?
Yes, for people, to prevent people from having glaucoma, not just glaucoma, other eye conditions.
Okay.
One, you have to be educated because knowledge saves you. Ignorance is lack of proper knowledge about something. And if we're talking about the eye, ignorance is lack of proper knowledge about how the eye functions and what causes damage to the eye. So when you have knowledge of those conditions, you have knowledge that some of these eye diseases can cause damage to your eyes. You have knowledge that age is a risk factor to some of the eye conditions. You have knowledge that race is a risk factor. You have knowledge that family history of blindness is also a risk factor. That will push you to go and have your eyes checked early. Because we said in glaucoma cases, early detection is the key. So for those that do not have eye conditions, the advice is you need to visit the eye clinic, especially once in a year. Visit the eye clinic, have your eyes comprehensively checked. So let the doctor be in a position to tell you your eyes are good. So for those that already have these underlying conditions, constant visiting the eye clinic, constantly visiting the eye clinic can help you. Because when it is detected, even though part of your vision have been damaged, proper management can still prevent the ones that are still remaining, so you can see well.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Kurtz. It's so beautiful having you on the program. I mean, I've learned a lot, and I believe our viewers as well have been exposed to a lot.
Thank you so much.
All right. This is where we round it up on today's episode of the Health Forum. We're open for sponsorship of this program, jingles and advert placement, news and event coverage, personality, society and political interviews, product service promotions and commercials. Watch us live on www.atlanticnetwork.tv, Avo TV channel 205, Limex TV platform, Ifastech platform, Apple TV, Niger TV, Iroko TV. Connect with us on ATN socials. Subscribe, like, and share. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1. And on X, at Atlantic TV Net. Remember and never forget that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching, and I am Ofina Anucha.